Hey guys, it's Sunny and welcome to Sunny's Knots and Stitches. I'm starting this channel to see if I can do a bit better and also just to post what content I want and what I make as a crocheter. So today I'm going to be testing out some yarn I bought. I've already started on a little something. I'm going to be making one of these. It's like a bandana, but yeah. Enough of me chatting. I am going to get right into it, but I will also be chatting at the same time. So expect no less than me yappering on. Also, it would be great if you gave me a little like and subscribe because it helps out a ton, and I love to see my content getting views and people seeing what I make as a crochet. But no, enough of that stuff. More about me. So, I have been crocheting for a year. I know I probably should have started my channel when I was a beginner, but I didn't really have the access to do that then. Now I have the perfect access and the perfect setup and stuff, and so much more yarn than I used to have, so yeah. Sorry, I get very concentrated if I drop a stitch. I call it dropping a stitch because I'm literally dropping a stitch. I usually wouldn't have to look. Like right now, I'm not looking. I'll make it so that you can see what I'm doing in a second. But, so, I live in the UK. And as a crocheter, I love to watch other people crocheting as well. So, here are some of the channels I like to watch if you also want to come watch them. Passionate Kelsey. She is one of my icons. I love her content and I love watching her do her crocheting and how fast she is. And yeah. Bruises to Butterflies. Now, if she's watching this, great. Hi, Alexis. This is for you. Love your content. And I hope we can definitely do some crocheting together. So, if you're watching, hi. If you're not, cool. That's fine. Just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, I'm a very small creator right now. I run a market stall. Well, I don't run it, but I sell items on it in Swaffham Town Centre at the assembly rooms, I think. That's what it's called. I should know because I go there every Friday and Saturday. As a matter of fact, I'm going tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. But yeah. So, I sell stuff on there. I sell scrunchies. I sell beanies. This beanie. I sell these little trees that I make. They're cute. So I do also do some different crafting stuff, but mostly crochet. That is the strongest suit of mine. I also do like doing, like selling, well, I want to start selling some of these bandanas, which is why I'm making a Halloween one to sell. I also sell, oh, I can't remember. It's because most of my inventory, is being stored by someone else right now. But, I can't think of what else I sell. 1 minute, I'll be back. So I have a book with all the stuff, right? I found it. So I sell coasters, I sell scrunchies, I sell beanies, I will be selling jumpers and cardigans, but there is a cardigan there, I think. And I was going to do ear warmers, but that's kind of scratched because that looked bad. I started making one, and I thought, who's going to want to buy an ear warmer? So instead, I'm making these. Well, what will be this? So basically, the way I make it, search up on YouTube how to make a granny triangle, because that's all this is a granny triangle with some cool edging and two little tassely bits to tie around like this. So it's a little bandana. That's all it is. And it is technically like a neck warmer as well. So that's what I like about them. That I searched for that. I literally searched how to make granny triangle. And then it came up with a tutorial by Bella Coco, and I highly also suggest watching her if you're a beginner. If you're not, cool. As she says in one of her videos, you can also watch her to have a little refresh, and I sometimes do, like I did with this, because I did learn how to make one before, but I just couldn't quite remember how to do it. So, yeah. I had to search, which is not a bad thing. Experienced crocheters don't always have to know everything or don't have to remember everything. So we do sometimes have to go back a bit, get a little memory refresh. Also, who's heard about Aldi selling yarn at this time of year? I didn't until today. So hopefully soon I'm going to be doing a video of me going to Aldi and buying some yarn from there. And there is a specific one that I really like the colours of, and I really want to do a shawl out of it. I'm going to have a look on Yarnspiration's website to find a pattern. If not, I'll just have a look on YouTube. It's like this cool blue turquoisey gradiented yarn. And what I love with how they sell it, every single skein is at under £2. That was crazy to me, actually, because most places yarn is like over £1. I mean, all of those are over £1, but like not that much over. Like pretty much, there's only one kind, the macrame yarn, that is £1.99. The rest of it, £1.25, £1.29. And I thought that was so crazy. And I looked on the Aldi's app, and they have all the ones that I want in stock, so that will be great to go to eventually. But for now, I think I've got like 2 whips, 3 full whips, because this is also a whip, but I'm like counting this giant granny square I've got on the go. Not that many more rows of it, but it's huge, and it's the one you see on my profile picture, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. So yeah, that is... I'll tell you about my other whips, actually. So there's that giant granny square, there's this bandana I'm working on. I also have a cardigan, which is made up of 24 granny squares, if I'm correct, and it's made with this really pretty red chunky twisted yarn. I bought it from a cutie because it was like cheap, not as cheap as Aldi, but like pretty cheap. So yeah. Then the other one is a bag, a market bag. I would show you my market bag that I've already made, that I'm going to make another one to actually sell at the market. But That's in a different room. I'm surprised I put it in the different room because it's done. It should really be in here because this is where I do my crafting. It's also my bedroom because there's my bed right behind me, right there. Then I'll also do a bit of gaming there, if you can see there. I also like collecting loads of teddies and squishmallows. That is a really strong suit of mine. Over there, you can see a couple more of my squishmallows there. And then I also do a bit of makeup. I do that in that little cupboard there. So I do quite a few things. I'm a very versatilely talented person, if that's even a word. Don't care if it isn't. We've got a little yarn bath here, because two of I pulled from the inside, and now the outside is starting to unravel. So that's always great. Having a little bit of yarn bath. I expect it, considering I pulled from the outside and not the inside. But here we go. Let's see if I can get this undone. I'll be back. Oh, well, I would say I'll be back when it's all fine. But it's all fine now, so might as well not skip a bit. So yeah, I've got those as whips. If you don't know what a whip is, it is a work in progress, WIP. There's also a term as frog, which is where you you've done a bit of work and you notice it's wrong, so you have to go back a little bit by pulling on the end that you're working with, this long bit. Another cool thing, I use a tension ring. I do go interchangeably because one of the yarns I use, the chunky yarn for this sweater, the jumper, I'm doing, I can't use the tension ring because the yarn is simply too thick to use said tension ring. But yeah, I've kind of trained myself to not use it as well as use it because I've lost it before, and I've been like, oh no, I can't crochet now because I don't have my ring. So I just kind of got used to doing it both ways. So now I'm fine without having to use the ring, which is a great advantage because, as I said, losing it now is not a problem. I do find it eventually at some point. But it just takes a bit of time to do so, time to find. So I just niftily use my fingers instead of a ring. Even sometimes if I want my tension to be a bit greater, I tend to wrap it around my finger as well as use the ring. Because right now, all that I'm holding on to the yarn with is this ring, this tension ring. And it's a good tension. It's not bad because it stays like that if you don't pull too much, and I don't need to pull too much because I don't need the super tight tension. Also, there is such thing as over upsizing your hooks. So with this yarn, I'd say if I don't know what it's meant. Oh, that's my watch. Doesn't really have any recommended hook size, but I'm using a 6 to make the stitches a bit bigger. But I'd probably normally use like a 5 or a 4.5 on this kind of yarn. You see, like, how thin it is. This is it up against a 6, and then it up against a 5. I'd say it's more good for a 5. But I'm using a 6 because, as I said, I need it to be a bit bigger to make it be better. And work up quicker, because that's another feature I don't like. How long it takes that to do. Uh-oh. Snap. I forgot to do this whole row, so it looks a bit odd. That's fine. That's not a problem. I just got to reattach my yarn. Don't want to have to. I thought I was at the end, but I wasn't, so. Just 1 second. So I got this long bit, and the way that I reattach yarn is using, I've forgotten the name for it, but it's a really fancy name for a knot, or 2 knots put together. So basically you tie 1 knot at one end, or on one side, with one piece of yarn, and then you tie a second knot the other side with the other piece of yarn. Wish you could be seeing this, but I don't have the setup to do that yet. So we've got that. So it'll look like this, where you've got 2 knots. And then all you do is pull on each end, and then there's like a strong, really strong knot. Almost like a factory knot, I guess. And if you've never heard of a factory knot, it's where the yarn gets connected, because sometimes one piece can be too short, and then you need to add on a new piece in the factory. So they do that, and it's called a factory knot. I'm going to pull mine tight. I'm just going to cut off these tails. If you can hear a cat, we do have a cat. So 1 second. 1 second. I'm back. I had to sort the cat out. She was meowing, but I know exactly the reason for that. Anyways, factory knot done. Whatever you want to call it. I've forgotten what they call it, but doesn't matter. I call it a factory knot because me's the factory. I call myself the factory. So quite frankly, I am like a flippin' factory. Look how fast I do it. It always does struggle to get through this ring with it, but see, I've gone past it and you can barely even tell that I've done it there. Great. That's always good news. Barely being able to tell. I think the cat is scratching at my door. She's really meowing now. I may just have to go and get her, I don't know. I don't know, I don't really want to because she gets in the way and she likes to chew on the yarn, which they do say cats like yarn, which is quite unfortunate considering I have probably 100 stacks by now. 100 stacks, 100 skeins more like. That's what I tried to say. Yeah. Quite a few skeins for not that big of a job. Selling at a market. And half the skeins I don't even use because they are simply just for decoration, most of them, because, yeah. But third row done, it looks like this. I think I can see a little vision. I'm doing it 2 rows. So I'm going to do another row of black, and then I'm going to do another row of purple, and that'll be my finishing row of these 2 colours. I don't know what colour to finish off with, though, because I could do with a different colour to finish off. Maybe green. Like, that would be cool. That would be very Halloween-y. Because I want to do this little border thingy that I've done on this. Because that's not a very good representation. Where's a good one? Here. So you can see the grey thing is there. And then there's like a border of single crochet that goes onto these. So I do that. Around those with green. I think that will look good. Because I want it to look Halloween-esque, I guess. It's also very annoying trying to work with this yarn. Purely because of how dark most of the colours are, but I like them. I really want to do a blanket. As I said about Bruises to Butterflies. Hi Alexis again, if you're watching. Yeah, she has done the 24 hours of crochet challenge, which I will do at some point. The only thing is, anytime I pick up the hook, I will start the timer, and anytime I put down the hook, I will stop the timer. That's the only thing I will do. I will not do a continuous 24 hours event. That would kill someone, I believe. If you just constantly crocheted for 24 hours, I would not do it. However, I don't mind doing it so that I, like, pick up the hook, I start crocheting, and I drop the hook, pick up the hook, start crocheting, and I set the timer, and then I stop the timer when I stop crocheting. Like, do that for 24 hours, I'm fine with it. You know? Because, like, I'm making sense, right? I think I am. But yeah, I really want to do Halloween blanket. I want to do it like this, where it's a colour, black, 2 rows of a colour, 2 rows of black, 2 rows of a colour, 2 rows of black, and then so on and so forth. And I really want to do it with purple, black, green, and orange. Just, I'd need to find a yarn that, somewhere that I can get multiple of those colours. Because it's no good trying to work with yarn, like the blanket, if you haven't got enough yarn. So, yeah. That's what I had to do with this one. This one is humongous. Like, that probably takes up the whole screen. Pretty much does. But yeah, I'm doing, like, I've done it so that it starts with that dark blue colour, and then it's going to end with that dark blue colour. So I'm on the green. I'm on my second row of green, and then I need to do 2 rows of the grey again, 2 rows of light blue, and then 2 rows of dark blue to finish it off. And then it should be done, which will be great because, yeah. Anyways, I am going to quickly get a drink, and I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. For me, it's been a while. For you, it's been a millisecond. But anyways, time to continue with the... Oh. No, I've forgotten the name. With the bandana. That's what I was looking for. I forgot what I was talking about because it's been a while since I started recording. But since I finished recording, because I've been doing a couple things. But whatever I was talking about, and now it's going to be something different, probably. Anyways. I'm getting on with this pretty good. Not my first time doing a bandana, but it's my first time using this yarn. But this is surprisingly soft. It says on the label, this is an orange one. It looks, no, this is the red one. It looks really orange to me though. It says it's 100% acrylic. I really like it. It's really soft. Considerably, like, surprisingly soft. And I think it's going to be nice on the neck, you know. 1, 2, 3. Pull that forward. So, I don't really know what to talk about now. I feel like I've covered it all. I feel like I have. Not too sure though. I briefly skimmed over the fact that I collect Squishmallows as well. I currently have possibly 150-ish, give or take a few. But yeah, I've been collecting those since 2021, I believe. So, yeah, quite a while. I think the first one I got was a blue, like whale shark thingy. I don't know exactly what it is. It looks like a shark, but also a whale. So it could be either, it could be both, I don't know. But yeah, his name is Cyan. He's the most, well, he's not the most adorable Squishmallow in the world, I must admit. There are probably more adorable, more cute ones than him. But, shh. I was just thinking of like, shh. But, yeah. Yeah. That's that. And then my favourite Squishmallow is Charles the Pickle. I don't know why, but I just love him. And then I found out that Sunny, the Squishmallow, my name, hello, is in fact a bee. The bee Squishmallow. I was like, oh, so cute. I mean, I kind of wish that Sunny was a sunflower because that's my favourite flower. And bees are not necessarily my favourite insect, so I don't really have a favourite insect. Now that I think about it. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, to do with the Squishmallows, I mean, I guess also to do with crocheting. Froggy Crossing. She has loads of Squishmallows and she does a bit of crochet as well. I think we relate a little bit. She does the three things I do. I love collecting Squishmallows, like those 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, 6. You know what I mean. Gaming, not necessarily the exact same games, but like, who cares? And crocheting. Wouldn't say she loves crocheting, like I do. But, you know, she's transformed her whole, well, she hasn't transformed her whole closet into that. She's made most of her closet into like a craft storage bit. And currently my setup is in the nook. A little nook of a cupboard. And I've shown, I think, I can't remember. Well, you kind of just saw one fall on the floor. This little thing. I've made these for the stall, for £4, at the assembly rooms in Swaffham. If you'd like to come and check me out, please do. I'd much appreciate it. And I'd also more appreciate it if you did come and buy some stuff off my stall. I run it with a co-owner. Well, not a co-owner. I co-run it. Basically, I look over the stall and I make a couple things for the stall. But the stall is owned by one of my friends and she makes some stuff on there. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm more of the person that makes stuff like craft-wise, like those little trees that I've done. That's more of a little crafty thing. Whereas like things you can wear, I crochet more. She crochets like more, she more crochets teddies and stuff. And little, well, baubles and all sorts. Whereas I make beanies, I make bandanas now. I do have that list. I just can't remember where I put it. I make scrunchies, which is another wearable. Coasters, I'm pretty sure you can't wear. I wouldn't try it. So that's one of the things I don't crochet that you can wear, but I still crochet it, so yeah. The coasters, I think, are made out of macrame yarn. I do want to try the macrame yarn out of Aldi's to see if that's any good for coasters, because then I can get a few more, I guess. I mean, it should work. I know it's for macrame, like where you, I don't know what you do with macrame. I'm just crocheting up macrame. I mean, I probably could macrame. I don't think it's too hard. It's basically knots, and Sunny's Knots and Stitches. I wish I could say I also own Etsy, which would be easier to buy stuff off of. But I do eventually want to set up an Etsy, because I feel like that would be great. Because then it's not only a store that I can sell stuff on, it's also an Etsy shop online. And maybe eventually an own website, a website of my own. But the website of my own, I'd only do if I get like loads of subscribers. Like how many Passionate Kelsey and Bruises to Butterflies has. Because if I can get anywhere near the amount of subscribers they have, I will be very, very grateful. Like, that would be such an achievement. And I'd probably, like, most definitely do a shop. I'm just moving the camera because it's not quite where I want it. I am now doing the finishing stitches on this row. If I can get in there to do these 4. Because the finishing cluster it needs to be 4 because of the way the triangle is shaped or is made. Because if you only do 3, then there isn't a clear edge. This whole flat edge idea here wouldn't work. Because all it would do is it to go like this. It would curve that way, I think. So that's why you do the extra one on that row. So yeah, done the black row. That'll be. I'm pretty sure that's the last black row I do. I think I'm doing it the same size. That should be the right size. One more row. Yeah. Like, even that's fine, but it shows like a lot of black, and I want more purple than black, really. That does look pretty cool already. I think it'll look even cooler with this green on the edges and stuff. I don't know. I might do green on the edge, I might not. If I do green on the edge, that might be a waste, because I do want to do one like that's black and green. I also do want to do black and orange, but I think I might need to use this yarn I have the this colour. I think this will be better for Halloween vibes, because this and black, they look more Halloween-y than the orange that came with it. That's the orange that came with it, and those are not. I don't know what happened, it just doesn't really look nice. It doesn't look as nice as that, so we're going to do those 2 colours on one of them. I think that's going to look lovely. For now, though, I'm done with the black. I'm moving back. We are moving right back on to purple. This will be the last row of purple. I think what I'm going to do once I finish this video is sort out my little area and just fill this back corner in with just yarn. That's going to look cool, I think. I don't know. I think it's going to look cool. I need to grab this again. What's the point in not grabbing it? Because I can't finish it if it's not grabbed. I will be making more than just one, but I probably won't film the other ones that I make. I might post a picture or something, because that would be a long video, because that would probably be a 2-hour long video, if, well, maybe an hour, if not 2. I don't know, because this one's taken me 35 minutes, if not more, already. And I already had the started because, fun fact, I was filming this video before and I came off the app that I'm using to film it. Camera, if you're familiar. And, yeah, it just, like, kind of stopped the recording because I have it able to pause the recording and not stop it. So, yeah, I can't really add on to that. So what I have to do is try and do it in one video and not forget to turn it off. So, yeah, that's cool. I'm just going to quickly check my battery. I am very glad I did that because right now I'd be running on no-go juice. So it's on 5% and we need to charge it. So I'll be back in a sec. So, now it's plugged in. And I think that I might move my light there. Just so that it's more under the light, because I don't want it to be just like... Do you want to see how dark it is? I think you've probably already seen because I've accidentally turned it on multiple times. But that's what it looks like without it. Crazy. That's why I have to have it on. Otherwise I can't see anything that I'm doing. And the screen, it has a little light thing. I don't really have anything special. But yeah, that's my lighting. I do also have a light up there, but that only does stuff for the room, not for the cupboard. So. Also, you can tell when I'm very locked in if I start crocheting and I just don't stop. Like, I can sit and crochet forever without looking up. If I wanted to, but the thing is, this is basically 1/2 of a granny square. There's not much to it apart from doing 4 double crochets on one part and adding a chain 3 on one part. That's the only difference, really. And you're not doing as many stitches each round. That's the other fun part, because this is I think it's 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 10 rows. And it's only half the amount of rows you'd be doing on a normal granny square. But half the amount of stitches, sorry. So, technically, it's not actually 10 rows. But it is. 10 rows of a granny triangle, if that makes sense. There's 2 ways to do granny triangle. There's this one, which is like half a granny square. Or there's one way you do... This is with like 2... That bit is... This bit is 2 little clusters at the start. So you do... when you're starting, you do a magic... Well, I do a magic ring. It's way easier, I find. As I was saying, yeah, you do a magic ring, then you chain 3, then you do a cluster of 3, then you chain 2 for the corner, and you do another cluster of 3, and you add another double crochet, so it's technically a cluster of 4, to do the spacing again. Then when you chain up 3, you turn the work, and then you work into, in between when you got the 4 double crochets, you go on the first stitch down. You work into that bit, if that makes sense. I don't think it does that much. I'll show you when I get to the end of this row, because I think that'll be the same as how I'm describing it. I would usually be faster than this. Like I told you when I get locked in. So here we are. We've got 4 double crochets right here, I think. Oh no, it's 3 double crochets and a chain space, or chain. So there's the chain of 3. It's really hard to show you because it's... Hang on, let me move my light in here so that I can get better lighting. So as you can see, there's like these 3 double crochets, and then there's that little chain. That space in between the double crochets and the chain there, that's what you're working into. You're going to do 4 double crochets into that. So once you've done those 4 double crochets, you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and then you work into... So you see, I've got these 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this double crochet and that double crochet, you need to work in between. So not the stitch, not into that stitch, not into that stitch, into this in-betweeny part. So like you go into that, and you do your 3 double crochets, because you've chained 3 already. Right, to make this video not so long, because it's already 42 minutes, and if I didn't pause it, then it would make it an hour long. So I'll be back in a minute. Halfway point here. Finally at the end of the row. That is looking nice. I don't know whether I'm going to do a border. I might find some yarn over there that I can do a border with, because I do want to do a border. It seems right just to do a border. Hopefully I'm going to get this video done within 45 minutes. I've got to sew my ends, do a border, add the little tassely bits, otherwise it would not look good. But that's what it's looking like. I think I like it. I think I do. Border, definitely important. I'm going to find a yarn. I'll be back with you, and I'll be back when I have a yarn. I found this orange. It is the exact same as this one, but this one I want to save to do one. But I think an orange border will look Halloweeny enough indeed. Hopefully. If not, I might just do like the tassel-y bits on it. The bits that I need that you tie on with. This yarn is thin. I think I might use a different one, not that one. How about this really? No. 1 second. Would it be too much using macrame yarn? This is macrame yarn. And I know a fishtail stitch thing that I can do to make these look cool. Would this be too much? Like, I don't think it doesn't even match. I think I'm gonna do I don't know what I'm gonna do. Definitely not going to get the finished video within 45 minutes, but that's fine. I've decided I'm using the black because I can't choose a different colour to use. That is true. So doing this stitch is really easy. Ooh. I just turned the light down. Whoops. There's some really cool controls. So there's this little touchpad on my light. There's also a phone charger, which I could be using right now, but wait, no, I couldn't. I'm using my phone to record. Yeah, there's like this little bar. Then there's the on and off button. There's the color temperature changer, but I like it on cool. And then there's a timer, but I don't use the timer because I'm always using it. So this cool stitch, I'm only going to need to do like 5 or 10 of them. I think I'll do 10. I don't know. But yeah, it's a really cool stitch. Let's just see if I can remember how to do it. It's called the fishtail chain stitch. And I'm pretty sure what you do is you go back into that, then you pull through, then you go back into this one, and then you pull through. I'm not going to talk you through it, I'm just going to do it. That's 3, 4, oops, that's a drop stitch, 5, 1 second, this is very odd. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do a normal chain because I'm a normal person and that was hard to do. Never try and learn how to do the fishtail stitch, chain stitch with black yarn. The macrame yarn that I was holding, this one is the best one to do it with. I'm going to show it probably in another video how to do the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 on there. Chop it off. Yeah. So that is fun. It's a fun stitch to do. I'll probably do a short of it. Or a normal video and also do a short out of that video because you can do that on YouTube, which I didn't know. But it only makes sense that you do like little mini previews of your video or something before you actually put your video out. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do 10 because you can then like, I don't know, tie it however you like. And also it just makes it so that it's long enough to wear because you want it to go around someone's neck. That seems long enough to go around someone's neck. It goes around my neck fine. If not, it's actually too big. But all I'm going to do is try it on. Maybe it's too small. We have to have it a bit tight. That's what it looks like. That's going to look cute once I've got everything done. I'm going to sew my ends in and then I'll be back. I have done all of this knotting and stuff. I don't really sew it in that far. I literally just tie and knot in some nice pieces. And then I snip it like that. And then I do this. Snip it. Pull it tight. Snip it. Pull it tight. Snip it. snip it. Snip it. Snip it. That should be completion after pretty much an hour. Sorry the video is so long for a first video, but I feel like it's nice to chat about me and for you guys to learn about me a bit more. So yeah, finished bandana. This is what it looks like. Come and shop at the assembly rooms at Swaffham if you want to buy one. But if not, cool, you can just view it. But anyways, that'll be it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And Sunny from Sunny's Knots and Stitches, will see you next time. Bye!